Hello, my name is Emma, and I will be presenting my mini study analysis table. My topic is, what are the advanced-based risks and outcomes in healthy pregnancy for women of advanced maternal age in countries where routine maternity care is accessible?
So, the personal reason that I chose the topic of advanced maternal age is that in the clinic where I'm working, I have noticed that a lot of the moms request the reason that they need to sign a waiver that they understand the risks associated with advanced maternal age, as they have had so many healthy pregnancies and they feel like there aren't many risks. And so I wanted to go searching for the true risks of pregnancy and the association with advanced maternal age. Also, my mom had all of her children at a more advanced age. She had me at 28, and then my youngest sibling she had when she was 37. So it's just kind of always been of an interest to me because it's normal in my family for the women to have children at an older age.
My first study is titled The Impact of Advanced Maternal Age on Pregnancy Outcomes, a retrospective multi-center study. My second study is titled Maternal and Perinatal Complications According to Maternal Age, a Systematic Review and Meta-Analysis. And my final study is titled Pregnancy Outcomes at Advanced Maternal Age in a Tertiary Hospital in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Let's go into my purpose for each study. The first study, the purpose is to determine outcomes for babies of multiparous women in the advanced age category in the country of Israel. My second study, the purpose is evaluating risks for both mother and babies in pregnancies of women aged 40, 45, and 50 in comparison to women below age 40. And my final study, the purpose is to assess potential risks for women and their newborns in association with age of the mothers giving birth in the hospital in Saudi Arabia. Participants in each of my studies. Study number 1, 1,200,000 women who gave birth in Israel between 2003 and 2021, accounting for 25% of the births in Israel during that time period. The participants in study number 2 were groups split up by age, women being above 40 or below the age of 40. And my third study, it was a random selection of 4,318 single parity pregnancies in Saudi Arabia hospital that were observed. The study design. My study design for my first study was data from outcomes was entered into a statistical formula, variables collected via chi-square and outcomes measured with univariate analysis. And the data collection strategy for study number 1. Women were divided into 6 groups according to age segments and compared to a younger age pool. My second study, the design, factors observed included stillbirth, preeclampsia, intrauterine growth restriction, infant morbidity, and premature infants. Factors were computed to find relative risk. The data collection for study number 2 was via a systematic review and cohort studies found between year 2000 and 2021 that met the requirements of comparisons between control groups and women aged above 40. And my third study, the design, was obstetrical complications for both mom and baby were calculated in the Fisher Exact test. And the collection for this study was using a randomized block study for births in this hospital over the period of 18 years, and data was categorized according to maternal and fetal outcomes. Conclusions for these studies. Conclusion for study number 1. Rates for cesarean section increased by 13% between the control group and the advanced maternal age group. Rates for NICU increased by 3 to 4%. Preterm birth and jaundice also increased as maternal age increased. The second study, the results found that advanced maternal age increased risks for infertility, stillbirth, genetic mutation, and C-section. Maternal mortality increased 3.18 for women above age 40, 11.60 for women above age 45, and 42.76 for women age 50, which, if you're telling me, that's significant. And then for findings of my third study, they found that pregnant women over age 40 were more likely to be heavier in body weight or BMI, leading to complications like gestational diabetes, hypertension, cesarean section. As for the weaknesses and strengths of each study, study number 1, weaknesses were that further study is needed for true association between maternal age and adverse fetal and newborn outcomes, while the strengths were that significant findings for C-section rates, admittance to the NICU, jaundice, and preterm birth increased with maternal age. Study number 2, weaknesses included that it was a non-random studies that were evaluated, which may have made the results biased. Strengths for this second study was that age was broken into categories in order to better understand the true increase of risk by age increments. And the third study that they mentioned, they believe that because it was a single location, that made it a weakness. Also, that it did not account for history of premature births in those women, and also that predetermined gynecological disorders were not considered, and neither was social class. And strengths for my final study was that it pulled from a very large database that was concise and consistent over a significant period of time, which may have increased the accuracy of the results for that specific hospital. Hello, my name is Emma, and I will be